The following announcement has been paid for by the Boss Salad Tosser. Welcome to the House of Phil on Fire Edition. Phil says you bring the peanut butter and I'll bring the jam. Boom shakalaka.
All right, folks, it's the B-O-S-S, capital S-A-L-A-D-T-S-R. Man, I said that so fast. This is me responding to DDR Champ post on YouTube. She is voicing her frustration over the current developments of Konami, DDR tournaments, and international players. Here we go. I think it's just a harsh reality that Konami, from this point since KAC 2023, on what was thought to many players of a new era change from 2016 to 2020, will completely neglect international DDR development, even with BPL being quite more refined than KAC. BPL being a Japanese/Asian exclusive tournament and not grow something as an international pursuit and opportunity. It's just saddening to realize that this is where DDR is leading to under Konami running tournaments. And as always, they just do not care, even in the past. But we are blessed to have international communities that sacrifice to defy that. Other dance games are not affected with this irrelevant country exclusion to dance gaming and keep on thriving as the years go by. But DG, being DG Dance Games, being a grassroots esports worldwide, despite being advanced beyond expectation, it is extremely hard. I would love to compete in my first Pump International tournament, even though it's been 4 years not playing the game frequently at all due to my university area does not have Pump arcade cabinets. I still want to participate. It has drastically changed since the 2010 era. I used to have a lot of hope and optimism on my dance gaming career in high school and envision myself being more involved in physical international tournaments, especially everyone knows how insanely passionate I am in competitive dance gaming over my years. Even extending to myself pushing towards, or I should say pushing, world records, not in the modern DDR yet, but hey, I made history when I was 20 fighting 10-footers on Extreme in women representing competitive dance gaming and being the first worldwide to acquire that achievement. I can't wrap my head around it. I severely despise the feeling of being lost in my future and regarding in a passion I've done 18 years of my life. I will never give up on dance games or on DG. I cannot live life without dance games. Despite having other hobbies to tangent around in life, dance gaming is my safe space. It plays such a large self-concept towards myself, and many dance gamers can relate, especially when I am Chris for Life, open about the similar conversation post the 2023 KSC controversy, in which made almost every rhythm/dance gamer go through an existential crisis, myself included. We're a passion gamers, we have big dreams and future, and we want to I lost my place. We are passionate dance gamers. We have big dreams and future, and we want to continue this development in esports as the years go by. Even if it means for Konami to say otherwise. Because I am asking myself this question every day. Why can't international players experience the current BPL opportunities? Here's my real questions. Because technically there was the whole online international DDR online tournament that happened a few years back. We should ask ourselves, why are we still in 2025, 2 years later from the KAC controversy? Why are we still back to business as usual? We went from boycotting Konami and DDR itself to continuously paying for these packs of charts that are being released almost every month, as well as buying customs, which I'm pretty sure Konami, someone said, let's give players the ability to change the background and make them pay for it. And someone was like, in the office, like, you're stupid. And someone was like, the person who suggested, like, I bet you it will work, and it works. We are still doing the same song and dance despite this whole revolt that happened in 2023. On top of that, KC is gone. You know, and it's pretty interesting because it's pretty interesting how one backlash that came from I feel like came from America only led to this KC not existing anymore, if you really think about it, because I mean, I guess one player from Sound Vulture was going to qualify, but they were already in Japan. You have Phoenix with 2DX, you know. But other than that, yeah, it seemed like it was just a DDR thing and not, I guess, a popping music thing, a Gigador thing, or a Juby thing, or any other games that was in Konami lineup that no one speaks of. It seemed like this was just a DDR problem. Here's my question. Why are we not doing our own thing in 2025? All right? Look. At this point, there's no excuses. Okay? I mean, for films already popped the bubble, if you didn't realize, because I guess during Upbeat there was some rumor that any player that was a part of BPL, Bimani Pro League, if you did not know, could not participate in Upbeat. So I believe Films, who is currently on the BPL lineup, I'm pretty sure he done popped that myth, and those players from over there in Japan can stop being I guess jealous or scared and bring their asses over here to see who's the best and what's what. But the question is, are we going to give these international players a reason to come over? Because you have to understand, if you want to understand how this tournament thing works, how this thing is going to grow, as I told Seth Happy Feet Sanchez, you need to pay attention to Evo. Don't pay attention to how it's this big event that's in Las Vegas that's owned by some blood money. No. Pay attention to how it was started. It started off in the arcades before it moved into a venue independently separated from all that stuff. And you know what? That got players coming over. Besides being the best, the money. The money speaks for itself. So a lot of people don't understand the history that, yeah, it was just a bunch of money matches, okay? Money matches, and the adventures grew and grew and grew. And it just wasn't just one game, it was all the games. You know, Capcom, Warner Brothers, SNK, they didn't have no involvement with Evo until they had to get involved with Evo because there was money on the line. There was a lot of money circulating, a lot of eyes on the product. And remember, you see things about fighting games not making money all the time. So I feel that Konami and Andamiro, because while a lot of the DDR players are complaining about the Asia exclusive tournaments, Andamiro been doing this shit for years. In fact, a pump tournament that was exclusively for Koreans only just happened not that long ago. No one said nothing. There was no big controversy. There was no nothing. They had a decent cash prize for players that participate. We're not even going to talk about their exclusive title for being at Play X4, where you have to be a Korean resident or a Korean citizen or a resident to get this title. So the Asia being exclusive has been a thing. If players want changes, they gotta do it themselves. We have the resources. There's people like me that sponsor tournaments. Hell, I even threw money at you, DDR MAXX. Okay? I even threw money at you because you asked for it. There's players like me out here that is trying to grow the business. The question is, and it's a real question, do the players want to grow the business? Or they want to grow their ego? Because at the end of the day, not everybody's going to be winning these events. They're not going to be winning these tournaments. Some of these players don't want to hand their money to a specific player. But in order for this to grow, in order for Konami to pay attention, because remember, right now over there in Japan, like hell, we keeping the lights on for some of the round ones because we're spending so much money. And I'm hoping in 2026, which whoever small arcade decide to jump on this Konami program and buy a cab and the Peloton subscription service, which no one don't want to say is a Peloton subscription service, but it is a Peloton subscription service with additional fees. I'm hoping for next year there'll be more independent events outside round one. All right, no more paying $50 for the venue, paying $60 for an event where $50 go to the venue and then $10 towards the pot. No more of that stuff. No more dealing with round one, just pure independent grassroots raw rhythm game action. And not just DDR, we need all the events. We need all the games. We need all the rhythm games. Okay? We need to make our own Evo. DDR, Pump, Taiko, Soundbolts, just 2DX. Come on. Hell, let's include the classes. Beat Mania 3. Easy 2AC, EX. The list can go on and on and on. But if you want change, we have to be willing to put our money on the line. And we also gotta be willing to draw the international crowd. And I'm not talking about paying for their flights and their stay over here. I'm talking about we need to draw them organically and get them over here and show them how we do things over here, how we're having fun, and how we just make their whatever they're doing just look bad. Because as many of us complain about KAC and their rules and it not being a real tournament, no one had, and I asked this before, what are you guys going to replace this with? Where KAC's gone. All right, so the big deal didn't work. Mistaken in the Lake didn't work. What, we're not gonna talk about Red Ship? Wait. With the Beast in the East, huh? No, what? No, man. I hear tournaments, and a lot of individualism, and just in my view, but nothing to replace. No version of KAC no replacement for the KAC tournament. Not even our own version of a KAC tournament. Nothing to grab the attention of these companies, because at the end of the day, we are trying to get the attention of these companies. Okay, so DDR MAXX, if you're wondering where the international players, we players over here. And I say it's America thing because we have the money. We over here in America, we gotta start throw our money around and put our money up if we want these companies to actually start taking this seriously. Okay. Once we start doing our own thing, it'd be no different from the big one. Okay. Anamiro is not saying that it's an official event by Anamiro, but they're willing to piggyback off their event, not give them any cash, but give them some merch, and throw their remind people of their event on Pump Phoenix. All right, that's how that works. Okay. Once there's some money, some hype, some action around, oh yeah. The companies are willing to play ball and they want to be involved. But until we do that, it ain't gonna happen. It will continue to be a Japan/Asia exclusive that I feel like we're secretly funding over here with how much money that we are spending, by the way.